If you want to rank for AC repair, you have to have an AC repair page. Here's my budget. I don't care how you spend it. This is my goal. You got to hit it.
So welcome to Cracking the Code, where we make HVAC success clear, simple, and stress-free. I'm your host, David Holt. This episode is part of our epic 2026 Speaker Series, a 16-part showcase featuring the incredible lineup of leaders, innovators, and experts you'll meet at the Bellagio this February. In today's episode, we are honored to speak with Sean Byrne, the boss man at My Biznitch, a full-service marketing agency that helps contractors turn advertising investments into predictable, profitable growth. Sean's breakout session at Epic 2026 is titled, Are You Fueling Growth or Burning Cash? A no-fluff, accountability-driven conversation about making sure your marketing dollars are working as hard as you are. So grab your notebook, because this one's going to help you separate the signal from the noise in your marketing. So let's get started. Sean, welcome to Cracking the Code. Great to have you join us today.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
You bet, man. Your session title, Are You Fueling Growth or Burning Cash, is a wake-up call. What inspired that message?
Well, getting into servicing clients and building out a marketing agency, a lot of things that I saw is a lot of marketers internally and on an agency level, they want to show you good results. They want to show you good numbers. And sometimes those numbers are not real. And they're pulling the wool over your eyes. So I kind of wanted to create some accountability systems, because I get frustrated because I hold people to a very high standard, and like internally and anybody else around me, that like these are metrics that you should look at and pay attention and make sure they're tracking right so that our data is right. If the data is right, you can make good decisions. If the data is wrong, you're going to make bad decisions. You're going to make incorrect decisions. So making sure that whatever you're investing in is working for you and the job is actually getting done. And that's the accountability piece. So like my session is based around that. Example, I just got a new account, and I found out all the ad spend, like on one of them, 99% of the ad spend was based on their own brand. And that's not driving any new customers. Another one, it was 93% their brand name. 93%, and the budget was like $500,000. 93% was people that they've already worked with or branded to through other means and was just looking them up. And that's not the kind of marketing that you need for your business, and that's burning cash and driving up your cost per lead. So it's just a quick way to get in there and look and pay attention to these things, because when something's off and something feels off, it probably is. And you just got to pinpoint it, and nobody teaches this. So I wanted to just talk about it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So, you think about measuring marketing and so forth. I mean, when you're making, and I'm a former contractor, so I know when I was making investments in any kind of marketing, I wanted some predictability, all right, in what was going on. I wanted to know that if I do A, I can typically count on B occurring and so forth, and also scalability. If I dump more money into it, I know that it's actually gonna produce some desired results. So that really hits home with me. Why do you think so many contractors struggle to get that predictability and scalability right in their business?
There's several factors that go into it. One is like proper data tracking, making sure they understand, what we discussed a little bit earlier is like that you're the technician, you develop these skill sets, you're very skilled now. And now you got to grow into that entrepreneur owner mindset. So there's some new skills that you have to learn. And marketing doesn't always seem very appealing to learn. Some people are interested, but you have to create that interest, because you need those leads. You need that volume. You need to understand the terminology and the key things to look at to create that predictability. So education on that piece, I think, is key. And then number two, it's brand messaging, like what differentiates you in the market and what makes you unique is what's going to help your conversion rate. So you got to create likability. You got to create trust. If nobody likes you and they don't like what they're seeing, they're not going to buy from you. If they don't trust you, they're not going to buy from you. And if you think about it, any product that you buy, those two things are a part of it. unless it's forced like insurance. You still, then you're like, you take the lesser of the evils. But like that's the things I see. And then people give up too easily. If your team is, if they're not giving you ideas and you're dictating everything and you're telling them what to do, or like, because you feel like they're not doing anything, that's probably not the team you want to work with. And then you need to find somebody that seems proactive, giving you ideas and takes real interest in your company and your success. That's what you want to work with. So I see a lot of that, and then giving up too soon or thinking it doesn't work. All these platforms work. It's usually coming down to your messaging, or you're not getting the data you need. And if you're not getting that data, then you can't make those decisions of where to put your money, what's working, what's not working. And we can increase this, I can expect this out of it. And that's what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that, when you got a big engine that's got a lot of players on it, right? You got a team that you need to keep your installers busy, you need to keep your service techs busy and so forth. If you rely on the weather, you have zero control over that, right? And so you have to have some stuff that you can be predictable. You have to be able to measure that. Absolutely. If you don't measure, you're just guessing, right? So you're throwing money away in some cases and not investing enough in other cases, right? So that all kind of falls under the responsibility, or kind of falls under the term of accountability, right? And so one of the things that I understand you're going to talk about in this session is that it's not about blaming, it's about taking ownership, right? And so what does accountability look like when you're working with a contractor? What does that look like when it's done right?
Where I see it is like our job is to provide leads, build awareness. Like it's lead gen, right? You want those leads, you want those calls, you want those form fills. So when you're looking in like Service Titan, say, like you're seeing the leads come down and maybe the booking rate is not high. Like maybe you're not around an 80%, you're at a 60% booking rate. So accountability now, is it the leads that are coming in? How's the lead quality? What do the form fills look like? What kind of questions are they asking? Are they spam? Are they good leads? And then what are the calls saying? Are they good leads? Are they calling for other businesses? And sorry, I called the wrong business. And then that means your keywords are off and you're targeting your competitors and you're wasting money, because a lot of those times people just hang up the phone. So it's lead quality, that's on us. So we have to look there. And then when we're listening to those calls and finding out the lead quality, how are the calls being handled? And if one of the techs is off, it's not a blame game. It's not like pointing fingers. It's like, okay, this tech needs more training. We're seeing this. So let's have a conversation with them. Let's adjust how they're communicating to that call and how they could have got better. Here's some call examples. Like they just need some help. Here's some tips, or you guys have your own like script that they're not probably following. And then that usually lifts it up just from the start right there. So that's how I see it. Like break it down. It's like, how can we help each other? Because like sales and marketing are tied together, and we have to communicate. We have to know. We can't work in silos. That doesn't work. That's not how any successful company works. So sharing that data and strong communication, it's not a blame game. Like it can't be like that.
Yeah. And that to me, again, as a former contractor, one of the things that I think back on my days of running my dad's business, and if we weren't working as a team, when we weren't working as a team, because we didn't have some team in some cases, right? When we weren't working as a team, results were, number one, very unpredictable, and in most cases pretty unsatisfying, right? It's like if I was on a baseball team and I was wanting to improve my performance, and I started doing batting practice, and man, I'm making contact every time a ball comes anywhere close to the plate. I am making contact. But what if they're all foul balls? That's not going to be helpful, right? I mean, I got to keep it in the field, right? And I got to make sure that I know what I'm doing. And I love it that you're taking that personal responsibility and that personal interest in the success of not only generating the lead, but converting that lead, right? And unfortunately, there's a lot of marketing agencies out there that are kind of just checking boxes, if you will. Oh, we got you 24,000 leads. Yeah, in Taiwan, and I'm in Columbus, Georgia. Yeah, that's not very helpful. So what are a few of the red flags as a contractor that I should look for with the performance of maybe I've got a different marketing agency right now, and I'm maybe not really happy with the results. What are the red flags that you see?
So it all depends on the channel. So like if you're looking at SEO, we could talk about that first. And like that is always like a question mark for everybody. Like, am I doing it right? Are they actually doing any work too? Like on that accountability side. And there's some things that you could quickly look at. Google's in the business of serving up fast, relevant information. So if your site's not fast, you're fighting an uphill battle. One, you're losing lead quality, like because people bounce. Nobody wants to wait for a website to load. And one of the simplest things, and there's a lot of sites, you could go out there and check it right now, like page speed test with Google and see what your score is. How long is it taking to load? And if you're all in these red marks, you're fighting an uphill battle. And if you're running advertising with a slow website, you're burning cash. Like I tell people, you could just take that money and put it in the trash and light it on fire. Like, because you don't even have the platform set up to convert well. So you're not going to have success just on page speed. And it's so crazy, like how many people look at. And it's been one of my keys to success for a long time. It used to be my secret to ranking sites before it became mandatory to rank sites. And just even developers that code sites, they don't understand that. But now if they get educated on the SEO piece and what the importance is, well, they write leaner code. They don't use templates. They cut out all the bloat and the site loads quicker. They condense the images and cache it. So these are all the things that help speed up a website, or there's a conflict with the code, clean that up. And Google now sees that as like, you're maintaining your site, you're being tech forward, we're going to serve you up because you're taking responsibility and making sure they have a good user experience. This is a site that I want to serve up. So page speed is definitely one thing that you just go on Google and look up page speed test and use the Google tool, and it'll tell you exactly like what they're looking for, what needs to be cleaned up, send it to your marketing team, your developer, and say, fix this. It even shows you the errors that you have to fix and how long things are taking to load. It's like, check the boxes and go through it. So that's one. The other thing outside of on-site, like, or we could stay on that topic 1 second, because like the keyword you want to target, like that you want to rank for, if you want to rank for AC repair, you have to have an AC repair page. And don't have other pages themed around AC repair. That creates duplicate content, that creates conflicts within ranking. So make sure you have a page for the page you want to rank. And that doesn't mean like you have to build a page for every phrase out there. That's not the way to do it at all. That saturates everything. That takes away authority. It bloats the site. Be precise about what keywords and the money keywords that people would look up and build a page around it, and make sure there's content on it. You can't be vague. Don't use AI. You want to, there's AI checkers, there's plagiarism checkers. They all look at that stuff. So just go through it, make sure all that stuff's good. Your team's not using AI, and don't allow any duplication of content. So the plagiarism checker really will find even duplication of content across your site. That hurts you as well. So make sure every site's uniquely written. And like, we inherited a site that literally every page was duplicated. It just crushed the SEO. It's destroyed the business. And we went back through and made them all unique, and that thing shot right back up to the top. It's just silly things like that. And then the other way to check is like backlinks. So backlinks are not dead. Backlinks are part of Google's core algorithm. They had a data leak last year on all the ranking factors. They didn't tell how much each one had weight. There was over 2,000 ranking factors. But backlinks are still critical. They build up your domain authority and help you link. And if you want to know if they're building links, there's tools like Ahrefs, Majestic, SEMrush. Any of these tools can help look at your backlink portfolio and then tell you month by month how many backlinks were created, how many new links, and has your authority score gone up? Those are all the ranking factors. That's how you can tell if they're actually doing any work. We do time tracking, screenshot, record everything, every task. So like to show proof of work, it's a little bit different, just to hold more accountability because I just believe in it. And like, so like if you don't have something like that to like from your marketing team or to a monitoring tool to know if they're working, that's a good way to tell. Like I've picked up sites, they've been paying SEO for like 2-3 years and not a single link was ever created. And you're like, holy crap, these guys just collected a check. So you want to make sure your team's working, look at backlinks too. So that's from the SEO standpoint.
Absolutely. That's the thing that's frustrating to a lot of us. HVAC guys, we know the HVAC equipment, but we don't necessarily know all the words you just used, right? You start talking about cash, and I think CASH, right? That's different than CACHE, right? And so those words, those terms, and we talk about it all the time at Contractor University. Make sure you're communicating in ways that your customer understands, and I know you guys do that. But I think for the purpose of this interview, I mean, we have to be cognizant of the fact that we all have special skills, right? We all have special, like I don't know, even though I ran a heating and air business, guess what? I didn't know how to work on them. I hired people to do the work. I didn't actually install them. I sold a bunch of them, but I never installed one. I never repaired one. And I know you guys work with a lot of different home service companies in different categories, windows and doors and home loans, all kind of different stuff. When you think about all the different contractors of all the different types that you work with, I mean, who are the contractors that win from the ones that, compared to the ones that spin their wheels?
Those who believe in advertising and are not afraid to share data. The ones that are more of an open book and create that collaboration or relationship are the ones that we have the most success with. Like they're not afraid to tell us what their costs are. Like they're not afraid to tell us like how well they're doing or how poor they're doing, because that information, we take that and we understand with what budget we're spending and how many calls they need. You just start doing the math on it. This is what we need to get to. And if our cost is too high, maybe this channel is not the right channel. Maybe we need to find a different channel, a different way to lower that and help create that efficiency. So like being an open book and like having that trust, the client that I've had the most success with, he's like, I know advertising works. I know marketing works. Like it's helped me grow my business. He's like, here's my budget. I don't care how you spend it. This is my goal. You got to hit it. And every client that has done that, like I've had the most success with, because he ain't dictating where I put that spend. He's like, I don't care, because at the end of the day, you got to meet here. And if you don't do that, then it's on you. And so then he's putting the ball in our court to make those decisions and make those calls and not go to him. And like, can I spend this? Can I do this? Like, no. You got to hit this. This is what I need. You know my numbers. You get it done. I don't care where you put it.
Yeah, I had mentioned to you earlier that I was at a contractor's location this week that spends millions of dollars a year on advertising and lead generation. I think they're right there in your own backyard. We're not going to call any names though, but it's like I'm walking around this building and looking at all these people, and every one of those people sitting in this building are 100% voting for you as a marketer to be successful. They want you to be successful because you're the tip of the spear, man. Without you, we don't have the leads that we need to keep these engines running in our business. So I hear what you're saying, and what you basically said in a nutshell is when you have the trust and confidence of the ownership group for that organization, and they say, we believe in you, Sean, we believe in your team and your ability to produce leads for us. We believe that you're going to make the right decisions for us. And then on the backside of that, they let you do what they know you need to do, right? They're not trying to micromanage you, just like I wouldn't want to micromanage my brain surgeon. Hey, just drill a hole right here. No, I don't want to do that, right? I want you to do your part on the team, on my team as a contractor. I want you to do your part make sure that I give you what you need to make sure I'm doing my part too, because your success is dependent on my success in taking that lead and converting that to more business, right? So it's a team effort, and I love that, man. And marketing as a management rhythm, really, when it comes right down to it, is super, super important, and it does take both sides of the team to make it successful.
You have to know what's going on as a marketing company, like operationally. How many leads do we get? How much do we have to move? How do we fill up your book? And what's your costs? Where's our budget lie? And how do we hit those goals? And mathematically, you can project, can we hit those goals with what numbers we're getting now? And what's more realistic? And or like that just dictates everything to create that predictability, is the projections you base on like what the current market trend is for your market, your business, where you're at. And then you got to move that around to make it work.
So before we wrap up, Sean, what's the one thing every contractor should do? Not like next week, not like next month, not like next year. What should every contractor do this week to make sure they're fueling growth, not just burning cash?
I think they should ask accountability questions, and that's what I'm going to teach, and I'm going to have a takeaway with it as well. You need to start asking questions to your marketing team and being actively involved and get clarity on the data. Like, our search terms, are they branded? Are they potentially new customers? Because that's going to move the needle on revenue. That's a great question to ask. And the other thing right now is becoming stronger and stronger just to build trust is reviews, and everybody knows how important it is. And if your review system is not gaining traction, you want to fix that and make sure that you're getting more reviews, because that's going to be more and more important as the years go on. And it's very important right now. So if you're getting bad reviews, you need to figure out where that's happening, clean it up, and make sure that you're getting good positive reviews on your business.
Absolutely. It's a numbers game, isn't it? I just was looking at a buddy of mine's site, and he's got 32,000 reviews with a 4.7 star average rating. I'm like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And then, the guy's bragging about, hey man, we got 5-star. We're a 5-star rated. And they got 7 reviews. It's like, yeah, not as much authority right there.
No, it's not. What makes a great business is not like that you don't make mistakes all the time. It's how you handle those mistakes. And that's what makes a great business. And so we're human. Mistakes are going to happen. You can't control everything. And like, situations happen, but it's just how you handle that and leave with good customer experience and positive experience behind that. That's what makes great business.
That's a perfect takeaway, man. So thanks for joining us, and thanks for bringing such a clear, no-nonsense approach to marketing accountability. Look forward to seeing you in Vegas.
Yeah, thank you. I look forward to seeing you and everybody else. Take care.
So Sean, thanks again for being with us today and for sharing your insights. I know your epic 2026 breakout session will be an absolute must-see. For more information about Sean's session, visit epic2026.com and check the Thursday, February 12th agenda at 11 a.m. And if you haven't registered yet, you better hurry up. There's hardly any seats left. Don't wait. This event will sell out, just like in previous years. Go to epic2026.com and click register now so you don't miss it. And hey, do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe so we can help more HVAC contractors make success clear, simple, and stress-free. Thanks for watching Cracking the Code. See you next time.